Andrew McCART, IFL TV in association with MTK Global. Delighted, as always, to be joined by Jamie Conlan. Jamie, first and foremost, I've got to say, I want to talk about, obviously, the news that was booked yesterday with MTK Fight Nights coming back in July. But first and foremost, mate, how are you? How's the family? How's everything your side?
Everyone's good. We've adjusted and adapted to life during lockdown. You know how it's progressing, how we're getting on. We're all getting on grand. We're living life like communist Russia at the minute. Up at the same time every morning. We eat the same time every day. We go to bed the same time every night, and it's a good structure to have with the two kids. But yeah, it's enjoyable to what it is. We're making the best of it.
Definitely. I'm not going to mention the hair, Jamie, because we've already spoke about the hair off camera. So,
well, I would mention yours, but you don't have any as well.
Yeah, no,
so
mine's a lifestyle choice, Jamie. Mine's a lifestyle choice. Like, well, obviously, with everything that's going on in the world of late and stuff like that, there was a little bit of good news for boxing fans anyway, that MTK have announced that they're going to bring back MTK Fight Nights in July. I just want you to sort of like elaborate a little bit more on what MTK are planning on doing in July. I mean, obviously, you manage fighters, Jamie. I guarantee they're on the phone to you every day saying, when am I getting day? When am I fighting? So can you just elaborate on what MTK are planning to do in July?
Yeah, well, we're looking to go the end of July, the last 2 weeks of July. Till end of July is going to be our first show, and hopefully we're going to be continuing then one show a month after that, minimum of one show a month. But yeah, we're kicking things off. We've been planning and continuously going back and forth with the board on how we need to be planning. All the guidelines that they've set out, we've been following. At the minute, it's just 5 fights, no title fights on the line. That could change as things go forward. But yeah, we're just continually, the playing field is moving, but we're continuing to adapt and continue to grow with what the British Boxing Board of Control are setting out.
I know MTK Fight Nights, they were in different cities up and down the UK, Liverpool, Manchester, Belfast, Glasgow, London. Are you planning on keeping it in one city, or are you planning each month to go to different cities and let sort of like their fighters get a show?
We've got options on both. So we have gone out and we have spoke with various different venues, whether it be hotels in certain cities, warehouses, TV studios. Logistically, what way it's going to work out best for us, for the production company, for all the fighters in general, will play out with each different scenario. So Belfast, we've a hotel on side, we've a warehouse on side, all fit the British Boxing Board of Control guidelines. Sheffield, Liverpool, all different cities have been teed up. You know, dates have to be spoke with other promoters, because we can't have no clashes. First and foremost was to get the football dates out of the way, so there was no clashes from a broadcasting point of view. Now we're speaking with different promoters on getting their dates, so there's no clashes from a boxing point of view, boxing broadcasting point of view. And we're just trying to play it out by then. So we've got dates for different venues around the country and around Ireland. So yeah, we're looking at what way is suiting best. We've, you know, logistically we're running a little bit more problems regarding Belfast than we would in mainland UK. So we have set accordingly. So we've got builds for each shows, builds for each venue, builds for each city, and that's been the tricky part. Is the matching. Is I know it's only 5 fights, but we're looking to deliver the best fights, the best 5 fights, as well as trying to build our new prospects that we see coming through, who we've highlighted as our future of the brand, of the company. So it's trying to weigh everything up. We are trying to give 5 50-50 fights as much as we can, starting off. So then we'll try and then elaborate and build in more, and build. Hopefully we'll have more than 5 as it continues to go on, and then we can build their prospects off the back of it and give them the right fights that nurture their career and build them going forward.
In terms of your sort of prospects that you mentioned there, Jamie, is this a time for them to just jump straight into the deep end? Because you're not going to be able to bring fighters in from abroad, like these tough durable journeymen that we see coming in for young fighters. So you're obviously going to match them sort of in-house, so to speak, maybe a little bit more. Is this the case for them just having to jump in at the deep end a little bit early on in their career than normal?
With the fighters we are speaking about, a lot of them ones want to go straight in, which they have to be pulled back. The reins has to be pulled back a bit. But no, we can still match accordingly. They will be built. It's probably it'll be better for them and better for the career, as they will be getting the right matches, for certain times. So we will like to test them against a good, strong, come forward journeyman who will test them, who will build them. The wily, the savvy pros that you get on the British boxing scene, instead of bringing in a softer foreigner opponent. But we will be matching accordingly for the younger guys, for the prospects coming through. But they will be tested. They'll be testing different varieties. Mm-hmm. You like to have a list of a set of plan, a to-do list that needs ticked off for each pro coming through. Different styles that they go up against, how they handle them. If they struggle with them, then you give them something else to kind of build on, that they learn from, and so on and so forth. So they'll be matched the way most of our prospects are. The likes of the Sean McComb, they're matched with a bit of pace. If the pace is too fast, then we'll adjust to their tempo. Every prospect is different. How their platform and their plan is different, and it's to be judged and analysed fight by fight.
You mentioned Sean McComb there. He was due to fight Craig Evans. Is that still a matchup that you can make? I mean, it's a good fight. I think it was due to be in MTK Belfast. Is that something that you're looking for Sean McComb? Because he was on a trajectory that was going up and up and up and up and up. I mean, I take it you don't want to sort of like stall Sean. You just want to keep him pushing on.
Yeah, that's one of the fights that we are penciled in for potentially our first show. Sean and Craig Evans, they were one of the last kind of shows. They were on the very brink before the lockdown and before everything, the pandemic really hit hard. So Sean, that's kind of where it was. They were the last to go, so they'll be the first to probably get back out. If both fit, ready to go, and feel that they're comfortable with going in July, which I think both of them are, haven't discussed with both of them are. So they've been penciled in for either July or August. There's only 2-3 weeks apart from each one. So both of them have started training. Sean has been training at home at the minute, within his space. I think he's got a self-set-up gym at his back, and he's been doing a lot of track work over Mary Peters track. So he's been training for the site set on July, early August.
I've got to say, Jimmy, I know you manage a couple of fighters, well, a few fighters and stuff like that. You're obviously the vice president of MTK. What's your phone like with these fighters? Is your phone been buzzing left, right and centre day in, day out with these fighters wanting a fight date?
Certain fighters, yes. Certain fighters have kind of not down tools, but have accepted the what we are and where we are in the world and what's going on, and that sport does take second place here. And at the early stages of the pandemic, when we all on severe lockdown and everything was, there was a lot of scare and fear in the air. So they had just, boxing became back of their mind. Whereas the likes of Sean, Paddy McCrory, Michael Carr, they haven't stopped training. They haven't stopped thinking about sport. They haven't stopped thinking about boxing. And they have been ringing and texting and asking what's going on, asking when they think it's going to be out, when they think they should start to really step up their training. And then now that we have come through the worst of the pandemic, according to the government, and we are looking more than likely, the sport was coming back in July, the fighters then started to really buzz the phone, because everyone started to get the bug back. Everyone started to say, okay, I'm ready for boxing now, I'm ready for sport now, I'm ready for this. So they've all started to get out and get fit, get ready, and they're wanting to know when they're out, wanting to know if there's a possibility of doing a show in Belfast, if not where, can they fight anywhere? You know, Lewis Crocker, I think, was one of the first to go, listen, I'm ready to go wherever. Let's give me the 50-50. And he's one of the ones, you know, identified, I think 2-3 weeks ago, that he's on that verge of, you know, this could be, if you look at it the right way, from an opportunistic point of view, this could be massive for the likes of Lewis Crocker, who hasn't got the, you know, he hasn't got the Olympic medals around his neck, so he's not going to have the prime time on Sky Sports or BT Sport backing. So he's been doing it underground, basically. You know, he's been off camera, apart from now our YouTube on IFL and on ESPN in the States. He started to build a wee bit of a following in Belfast. It's starting to grow. But he's been doing it. He's been mixing his trade on at 6 o'clock at night. If it would have been on a Frampton show or Michael's Homecoming in the Odyssey, you know, it would have been 6 o'clock, 6:30. And then even on the Ulster Hall cards, he was still playing his trade 7 o'clock, and then getting the big breakthrough against John Fane last time. He's that kind now that there is no other eyes on other fighters. You know, when we do a show, each promoter does a show, all eyes will be on that show. You know, the 5 fights will be all highlighted. It'll be streamed around the globe. It's going to be prime time for everyone to see. There's no other competition. It's a chance for each of these fighters to really make a name for themselves, to really put their foot down, really put their stamp down and their brand down. And you can see new stars from this. I truly believe there'll be new stars in boxing after this, at the other end of this, coming out this. A fighter like Lewis is a blue chip kind of fighter. He's a fan friendly style. That's the kind of style that I think people will warm to and go, you know, that's a kid let's follow. And you know, there's big things at the end. So a 50-50 fight for the likes of a Lewis Crocker or Sean McComb, this is the perfect platform and statement making that they can do.
In terms of UK broadcast, I know that on the MTK article that was sent out yesterday, the ESPN Plus are going to show the fights out in the States. In terms of us here on this side of the pond, have we got any news on any broadcaster? Is it going to be streamed on IFL or anything like that?
We have no news at the minute. There is discussions with various different UK broadcasters, as well as keeping it on our IFL YouTube channels. So yeah, we're just trying to figure out what's best for everyone. I think UK broadcasters have seen the need for live events, boxing being one of the first to come back, as well as soccer. So yeah, I think we could see it on a UK broadcaster during these times.
That's good news then, hopefully, because like I say, selfishly, I'm wanting to see some boxing. I need to see some I need it. So selfishly, I hope we get some good news in terms of UK broadcasters. Unless you give a little hint now, Jamie, can you?
No, I can't give no hints. I can't give no hints. Discussions are ongoing. There's at length at the minute with three UK broadcasters, all looking to get involved, and one or two aren't really. Sorry, yeah, they all be involved in sport in some way or form. So yeah, it's exciting times. It's exciting times for the fighters. It's exciting times for MTK as a company, as growing. I can see big fights happening. The fights that we're trying to make good, legitimate fights, good, legitimate boxing fights, trade fights that will, you know, we don't need a fancy back garden to put them in to make it look better than what it really is. And that's what we're trying to do, deliver for the fans, deliver for true boxing fans, and then grow the brand and grow the brand of each fighter during this.
I take it your back garden's not big enough for this then, Jamie, no?
It can fit a ring in it, yeah.
That's it.
But that's it, though. That's it. Tyson Fury probably couldn't fit in it, but it's big enough. It's big enough, but not. No, it's certainly not what the grounds of Matchroom has. I could probably ask the neighbours if we can, you know, collaborate together and we can all take a piece.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. Jamie, in terms of like your more established fighters or your world level of fighters like Mick, your brother Mick and Carl Frampton, what have you got any news on them? I'm sure that would they be fighting on any of these cards for warm-up fights, or are they going to be dealing with sort of like the Top Rank side of things?
Yeah, well, they'll be dealing with Top Rank, who is their promoter. And we have been in discussions with Top Rank about getting the lads back out late July, early August. I think Carl has started camp already. Michael has been trained at home. So yeah, the both of them are preparing like they are. We've been discussing with opponents for both lads, trying to match them. Both had big fights in the pipeline for the summer in Belfast, separate shows. So we have to keep them busy. Josh Taylor as well. Josh has been out since October last year, so he'll probably need one also. And Top Rank are looking to try and get him out also. So we're trying to make sure all the fighters are ticked for this stage. Top Rank will let us know what they have in mind, what dates can we get. We're really doing on the groundwork, obviously, about getting dates in the UK for each show or for each fighter. So separately, or we're going to do it together. We haven't confirmed yet, but all fighters are training for early August and late July.
That's what I was going to ask. You basically just answered it there, but I'll just ask it anyway. Like, could we see Carl, Mick, and Josh on the same show? Because obviously they've been out for so long. Well, especially Josh, which was October time. I think Carl was around about the same November. I think Carl was, wasn't he?
November, and Michael was December.
The Michael was December. Yeah. So could it be a possible scenario that we see Josh, Mick, and Carl fighting on the same show at some stage?
Yeah, highly potentially. That all three will go on the same show. It's up to Top Rank, it's up to ESPN. If they want them all on the one show, or if they want to space them out a bit, then they can put them on 3 separate shows. Because Top Rank, ESPN, they'll want to have to maybe more shows, as much shows as possible. Whether they can do it then in coordination with either Frank and Eddie on the UK side, that will be up to them, or just solely with us. We're happy to facilitate. We are solely just looking out for the interests of our 3 fighters on that part. We're management company. We're looking out when can we get the fighters out. So we're at the behest of Top Rank and ESPN there, and how they see it. Everything UK ways, we will have a say in. So we'll help facilitate and coordinate with them to whatever they need.
I want to ask, obviously, this lockdown has put emphasis on the fact that we need to see the big fights happening, whether it be Joshua Fury, we need to see it, whether it be a Josh Taylor versus Jose Ramirez for Undisputed. We want to see the big fights happening now. So MTK fight nights, the fans can expect good 50-50 fights throughout the show. Is that what we're hoping for?
Yeah, it's the fights that we're trying to make. Plain and simple, we want to make fights that boxing fans will tune in for, whether they didn't have anything else to watch, or they just had boxing. So we want to deliver for the fans in this case. We always try to set out our stall with the NTK fight nights, that the shows, the fights, just that's what we're trying to sell, the fights and the fighters. Build these fighters, give these fighters the platform to go on and move forward with the career, but also create a following from the fights that they've had. So yeah, we're building a brand, we're building something with NTK fight nights. And the fights that we have all penciled in, we have spoke with camps, various different camps, got their thoughts, got their opinions on what way you want to do it. So there's a lot of in-house fighting, but also we spoke with other managers, we've spoke with other promoters, and we're working with them on what way we can do best. So we're looking at trying to put a statement out with our shows, and trying to say that these fights, whether they're names that you know or names that you don't know, are genuinely 50-50 fights. It could be a 12-2 guy against an 8-0 guy, but the 12-2 guy has beat undefeated guys in his record. It could be 2 guys at certain stages of the career where they're going to bring on to the next phase and next situation. So yeah, I'm excited for the fights that's on table. I like the Sean McComb Craig Adams fight when it was done for Belfast in April. I like it even more now.
Definitely.
Sean is hungry to make a real statement. He's built up a good following and a good base here in Belfast. with being on the undercard of Megal, with then tapping his own show in the Ulster Hall. It's slowly but surely maturing and getting better every time. I think now that someone like Sean, from an opportunistic point of view, will have a chance then to really put his stall out, put his flag out and say, here I am, this is what I've got. This is a statement, this is the marker I want to put down. Craig Evans has been there, done it. He gave James Tennyson a fantastic fight last time out, and he's given Steve Norman great fights. He's Stalker, people like this. He's really mixed it at that, I wouldn't say fringe level, but British level. He's really been thereabout, a gatekeeper for people to go on. Tennyson succeeded last time, and look, he's fighting for the British title now. So that's kind of where Sean was at this stage. This is a big gatekeeper that has to get through, and Sean being one of the prospects that we've highlighted that believe that can be, a flag bearer for MTK in the coming future.
Definitely. Jamie, I know it's just released yesterday that you mentioned the MTK Fight Night are planning to come out in July, but when we as fans, can we expect more news in terms of an actual date and maybe matchups? Can we expect an announcement on that?
Yeah, matchups, we are all but done, I think, for the first card.
Perfect.
Wee bit of small negotiation to do, but everyone is on the same page. So regarding matchups is looking good, looking likely to be announced as soon as we're allowed. That's what we're doing. We're just following every guideline and following the lead of British Boxing Board of Control. The next stage is I think we've all given our dates into the board. So every different promoter has given their dates into the board, and we're trying to just make sure everyone is on the same guide or same lane, same page, and there's no clashes. So as soon as the board say, give a green light on all their dates, that's when everyone will come out and announce. I know we're looking at the last 2 weeks in July. We have various different dates in July booked. I have seen other dates that the other promoters have done, and we've just kind of let them crack on. But hopefully, when the board give us the green light, we'll just be able to go. But hopefully that's in the coming weeks.
That's, like I said, with what's going on in the world, it's some good news for at least boxing fans anyway. But Jimmy, before I let you go, obviously the world is going crazy at this moment in time with everything that's going over in America, the pandemic and stuff like that. Have you just got anything you'd like to say in terms of what's happening so far in the world?
It's terrible. It's scary to think that in 2020 this is where the world is at. How people have been treated, how black people have been treated in America, the injustice that's been caused. It's very scary. I'm uneducated to really give much comments on it. I'm just looking at it from afar, from here, but very scary. Thoughts and prayers with everyone over there and people who are going through it with the COVID-19. I'm just hoping and praying that we're coming out the other side of it. We're all just following what we think is right and trying to do what we think is right. And hopefully we don't rush back into too much and we get a second wave. You just think of loved ones in this scenario and in this position that we all are, and just hope that they don't get sick. We think we are invincible as young people. I include you in that, but
thank you.
But it's for me, it's your parents and grandparents. That's who you worry about. So, just it's scary times, but keep seeing and keep safe. And for everyone that's in America, hopefully they all can stay safe and come out of this better and stronger.
Definitely. Well, Jamie, as always, it's an absolute pleasure to talk to you with everything that's going on and stuff like that. And thank you for announcing that MTK are coming back with a fight night, because at least put a smile on my face to see that we've got some boxing coming. Hopefully, I said this last interview, hopefully the next interview I've got my camera in front of your face rather than a laptop, but we'll wait and see.
I think it's a long time, but we'll wait and see.
Definitely, Jamie. Thank you for this Firefield TV. As always, thank you so much, mate, and stay safe and enjoy your time with your family, my man.
Cheers, Andy. You too, mate. Stay safe.
Thank you, Jamie.